Misfits, people ask me all the time about tools that I use in my life and business to maximize my success. I usually start by telling them one of my most powerful tools is my morning habits. And of course, they look at me somewhat confused. I then explain how important it is for me to center myself and how I begin my day and plan for my success. It's critical to consistent high performance. And it doesn't take me long, about 5 or 10 minutes, because I use a great resource called the 5-Minute Journal. The 5-Minute Journal is the simplest, most effective way I've ever found to start your day in the right mindset, doing the right things, and set yourself up for success. And it is exactly what it says, a 5-minute exercise you can do each day. Let me ask you, if you could reach your next level in your life and business by spending just 5 minutes of focused time a day, would you do it? I bet you would. And I know it works because I've experienced the power of it. And you can get your 5-minute journal simply by going to www.misfitentrepreneur.com/journal. That's misfitentrepreneur.com/journal. Do what I do. Use this amazing resource to give yourself an edge in your performance and your success. Get your 5-minute journal today. Hello, Misfit Entrepreneurs. This is Dave Lukas, and welcome to a very special Independence Day edition of the Misfit Entrepreneur podcast. As a reminder, if you're new to watching us on our YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button below, give this video a like and comment as well. We do our best to respond to all comments as timely as possible. Today, we pause to honor a radical world-changing idea, an idea that birthed a nation unlike any other in history. On July 4th, 1776, 56 men signed a document that would forever alter the course of humanity. They didn't just declare independence from a king, they declared independence for the individual. They declared that your rights didn't come from government, but from God. That liberty, property, and the pursuit of happiness were not privileges, but birthrights. In doing so, they ignited a revolution, not just of nations, but of minds, markets, and human potential. To set the stage, I want to open with a quote that was sent to me by a good friend that captures the miracle of what America has become in such a short time. A few years ago, someone figured out that if you could condense the entire history of life of Earth into a motion picture that would run for 24 hours a day, 365 days, the United States wouldn't appear on the screen until 3.5 seconds before midnight on December 31st. So the whole year of the human history, right, of the entire history of the Earth, into the final 3.5 seconds, that's when America comes in. And in those 3.5 seconds, not only would a new concept of society come in being, but a golden hope for all mankind, more than half the activity, economic activity in world history would take place on this continent in that time, in those 3.5 seconds. So free to express their genius, individual Americans, men and women, in 3.5 seconds would perform such miracles of invention, construction, and production as the world has never seen. Think about that. And the final 3.5 seconds of civilization's film reel, freedom, true unshackled freedom, unleashed more progress, invention, and wealth creation than the previous 5,000 years combined. Let that sink in again. Than the previous 5,000 years combined. So why? Let's talk about why this happened. There's a great book that's called The 5,000-Year Leap by W. Cleon Skousen. And in the book, he identifies what made America's founding such a civilizational breakthrough. For millennia, humanity lived under systems of control, monarchies, empires, feudal lords. Life for most people changed very little across centuries. But when the United States was born, it brought with it a system that trusted individuals more than institutions. A system rooted in 28 powerful principles like natural law, limited government, individual rights, and free markets. It wasn't just a change in politics, it was a leap in the human condition. The first of Skousen's principles, and I can't go through all of them today, but the first of Skousen's principles is that rights come from God, not from government. This wasn't just a philosophical statement. It was a rejection of every tyrant who had ever ruled by divine decree. And the founders knew that these rights came with responsibility. John Adams famously said, "Our Constitution was made for a moral and religious people. It is wholly inadequate to the government of any other." Freedom without character is chaos. The founders understood that liberty must be paired with virtue. One of the most misunderstood principles today is this: America promised equal rights, not equal things. The founders didn't try to engineer outcomes. They cleared a path for opportunity. Whether you succeeded or failed was up to you. And that's what created the culture of innovation, risk-taking, of resilience. In short, the United States unleashed a culture of entrepreneurs. We often forget that the signers of the Declaration, what they risked. By putting their names on that document, they were inviting death. They were radicals. They were merchants, lawyers, doctors, farmers. They were ordinary people who chose to stand for extraordinary principles. Many of them were killed. Many of them ended up broke in the end with nothing. If you read and learn about them. So they didn't just, win their freedom and then everything was fine, right? Many of them, the fruits of their labor weren't seen till very, much later after their deaths. But they pledged their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor. And they did. Many of them paid that price. That's the spirit of entrepreneurship, risking everything for an idea that can change the world. So why did this little experiment called America generate half of the world's economic output in just a blink of time? Because when you give people liberty, real liberty, they flourish. When you take the ceiling off, people rise. In those 3.5 seconds, Americans built railroads, invented light bulbs, airplanes, skyscrapers, antibiotics, personal computers, smartphones. They put men on the moon. They invented whole industries. None of that was orchestrated from above. It came from people just like you and me, individuals who were free to dream and free to act. America didn't hoard its freedom. The ripple effects of the American experiment transformed the world. The fall of empires, the rise of democracy, a global explosion in prosperity, health, and education. Now, freedom isn't a zero-sum game. The more it spreads, right, the more it lifts. And that's what we've seen. At the center of it all, at the beating heart of liberty, though, is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the embodiment of the founder's vision. It is the individual solving problems that no one else will, the risk taker challenging the status quo, the creator using freedom to serve others through innovation. In fact, many of the founders were entrepreneurs. George Washington ran one of the most successful distilleries in America. Benjamin Franklin built printing presses and invested in communication systems. Thomas Jefferson was constantly tinkering, inventing, and improving. They believed in building, in creating, in empowering others. And that's the essence of what we do here at the Misfit Entrepreneur. You don't wait for permission. You don't blame the system. You take what you have, you combine it with the freedom you're given, and you build something better. And that's the legacy of founding of America, of the United States. It's not perfection, right? Lord knows we are not perfect, but the pursuit of a more perfect union. And the greatest tribute we can give to our founders today is to keep building, to keep creating, to use that freedom that they fought so hard and found for us as well as we can. So today, as you enjoy the fireworks, the barbecue, the celebration, remember this: you are living in 3.5 seconds. The baton has been passed on to us. We are now the stewards of the miracle of liberty. Let's not waste it. Let's use it to build. Let's use it to serve. Let's use it to be misfit entrepreneurs, the kind of people who, like our founding fathers, are willing to challenge the world, bet on ourselves, and create a future worth celebrating. Happy Independence Day. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.